Welcome back to eLab Education. This is part of the Postural and Spinal Health series. We're going to talk about sitting posture. We've talked in previous videos about general posture, why it's important. So if you haven't looked at that yet, maybe it's worth going and checking out that video now about posture, and this is specifically on sitting posture. So as we've discussed in previous videos, we've talked about disc degenerative changes, we've talked about facet degeneration, we've talked about the impact of where your lumbar spine curve is on and the impact on every other part of your spine. And so relevant to sitting is because we see problems with this daily in our clinic and daily also in eLab. And so when we're sitting, just keep going, just keep filming this. So, I would have to say as a therapist and a trainer, there's no good position to sit in. Sitting for long periods of time, no matter how well you sit, you're going to create too much compressive forces of the lumbar spine. We're really in a generation now where we're pushing standing desks, moving, walking, and I couldn't emphasize those things enough. So what I will talk to you about right here is how to sit as best as you can, but when I'm discussing this, keep in mind I'd highly encourage you to get a standing desk and to make sure that you're moving around, and at least if you are sitting, stand regularly and walk around. The most problem, the greatest problem with sitting is the fact that we do it for long periods and we slowly sink our bum forwards in the seat, create posterior pelvic tilt and around it or kyphosed lumbar spine. The lumbar spine wasn't designed to be in this position for a long period of time. It creates compressive forces at the front part of the vertebrae, and as we discussed in the disc lecture, it pushes the nucleus or the jelly from the inside part of the disc backwards, which stretches the annulus, stretches the wall of the disc, and slowly creates changes, and therefore makes us more prone to nerve root changes, nerve root compression, and degenerative changes at the back of the joint. What it also does is, for any sort of a curve in the spine, there has to be a counter curve. So for a rounded lumbar spine, we're now looking at having to counter this with an increased hyperextended or lordotic cervical spine. So now I'm getting compressive forces right at the back part of my cervical cranial joint and also through the facet joints through here. And so I've now created, by just allowing my bum to come forwards in the seat, increased compressive forces of my lumbar spine, but also really bad compressive forces of the cervical spine, okay, and the cranium as well. Not to mention the thorax and the ribs are now flexed and brought forwards through here. So how should we sit? Firstly, not sit for long periods of time in a chair like this. It's got no lumbar support. You wouldn't be sitting for long periods of time. This seat is sitting backwards through here. Again, not ideal. It needs to be flat or slightly tilted forwards. I would be trying to get my bum right back in the chair. I often think about, when I'm sitting down, think about like how girls wear a skirt and then folding the skirt underneath you and then sitting right on the sitting bones. You want to be sitting right on the ischial tuberosities. These are the things that are designed for us to be sitting on. If you go to any zoo and have a look at the ape section, the monkey section, this is what they're sitting on. They're sitting on these joints through here, okay? Or these bones through here. When you're sitting on those, you've got no pressure on the sacrum, okay? No pressure on the spine. But if you slouch forwards and now you sit onto the coccyx and the sacrum, you're going to bend the lumbar spine backwards. You're going to force it down into this position, creating those compressive forces. I know it's comfortable to be sitting like this, but you sit for this for a long time, it's just a matter of time before you're going to start degenerating and creating pains and stuff. So stand up regularly, put your bum back, get a nice lumbar support. If your seat doesn't have it, you might need something external to put into your back, and so you're creating that. And just acknowledging the fact that creating a really good lumbar position is the first thing about creating a great neck position and the rest of your body. The other thing that I would make sure that would happen is making sure that the elbows aren't coming forwards, and so there's no rounding of the shoulders, because this will put stress onto the neck as well. One of the things we commonly see, and I'll use my left hand for now, is we see that the arm goes forwards in the seat, which creates a rotation of the shoulder forwards through here and puts a lot of stress on these muscles, when in actual fact, if you allowed your elbow to come back in line with your body and had your mouse hand down through here, you'd still be able to maintain really low levels of muscular force and good spinal alignment.